St. John's men's basketball team has a rich history of winning and competitiveness. This has not been true in recent years, as the school's success has been swept under the population's consciousness as a result of losing, scandals, and a lack of interest from fans. However, this year, the Red Storm are beginning to make some noise again, going undefeated in 6 games for the first time since 2002, has gained them national recognition and a ranking of 35. But the Johnnies' toughest opponent was lying in wait, as St. John's was ready to play in the biggest game of the young season against the Duke University Blue Devils, a team that has won their conference championship 7 times this decade and made the NCAA tournament each year since 1995. Defeating them will be a daunting task for any team, especially since they were to travel to North Carolina to face Duke on their home court.
Alright, it's 1 o'clock.
David Baroff and Frank Kassim, co-sports directors of St. John's student-run radio station WSJU, came up with the idea to take the trip to Durham and broadcast the game back in September.
Dave and I, my co-sports director, you know, we said that we wanted to do big things this year, especially at WSJU. This is our last chance as students, you know, as radio broadcasters here at St. John's to do something big.
And once the plan was approved, they went to work preparing for the big day. Dave and Frank took 2 cars and 7 other radio station members on a road trip to North Carolina in support of the team. With a few stops in between, it would take them 9 hours to reach their destination. Once there, the gang settled in and took in the town while the broadcasters prepared for the big day ahead. After a long night of organizing and preparation, WSJU was ready to go into Cameron Indoor Stadium and broadcast the game for St. John's University.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to St. John's basketball right here on WSJU Radio, as the St. John's Red Storm will be taking on the Duke Blue Devils live from Cameron Indoor Stadium.
The atmosphere was hostile. Waves of blue packed the stadium as hints of red stuck out like sore thumbs.
When we got there on Saturday and the crowd started to fill in and, you know, they started making noise and the players came out and the music was going and the band was getting into it, that's when you really felt what Cameron Indoor is like, what Duke University basketball is like, and it was amazing. I mean, I've never been to an arena that was that packed and that loud before.
As time ticked to game time, the players walked onto the court.
Tip is in the air, and it is won by Justin Burrell, and St. John's gets the tip.
The Red Storm started off strong, going basket for basket with the Devils, but it wasn't long enough till Duke went on a run, ending the first half with a 16-point lead, a tough mountain to climb on the road. But St. John's was up for the challenge as they turned things around in the second half. With a stingy defense and timely buckets, the Red Storm chipped away at the lead until the deficit was 4.
Come the Red Storm defense and guarding down the court, and now they cut it to 4.
But Duke showed why they are one of the elite teams in college basketball by overcoming the Johnny surge and pulling out the victory. St. John's would leave Durham with a tough loss.
Facing Duke, who they haven't beaten in 6 years, you know, there was a lot of adversity, but for them to play tough and to have a lead at one point and to battle back from 16 points down to 4 and just to show that they are a team that will fight and claw, I think it was a great success for their team, and I think they're going to use that moving forward.
As WSJU got ready to leave the next morning, the sting of the loss remained, but the success of the trip and the spirit of the team's gritty performance prevailed in WSJU's minds as they gathered in the cars and prepared for the long trip back home.
And the weekend trip with everyone showing up and everything, how do you think that fared?
Oh, it was an excellent trip. I've never been part of a, more successful trip and a fun trip, especially when you go out there to broadcast a game and then be able to have this much fun, before the game and taking pictures and after the game and being in North Carolina. That itself was another experience. It was an amazing trip.
One more time.
Sing it, Derek.
No. One more time.
You know you want to.
If it gets slow, we're gonna put it slow. Gonna do it tonight. Tonight. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. One more time. Is the song over?